Good evening, good evening, good evening. Peace into everyone. Welcome to another episode of On the Cutting Room Floor. I'm the host, Tony Ray Harvey. Yes, you know where I'm podcasting from. That southwestern area of Sacramento, the Greenhaven pocket area. And let's get right down into it because we have not spoke for a course of 7 games that were taking place here in Sacramento at Golden One Center, where the Kings ended that homestand 3-4, and in the middle of that they lost 4 straight games. But today the Sacramento Kings, they lose their 4th game in their last 5 outings, and the first on the 6-game excursion, falling 121-91 to the Orlando Magic. March 29th. Paolo Banchero led the Magic with 24 points and 6 rebounds, while Franz Wagner had 21 points and 3 assists. Calif Houstan had 18 points, including 6 3-pointers and 25 minutes off the bench for Orlando. So the Magic, they improved to 36-39, 20-18 at Kia Center. This is a wild one, folks. Of course, we're going to get right into it. DeMar DeRozan, he had 21 points and 4 rebounds for the Kings, who have lost 5 games away from G1C. Lost 5 straight games away from G1C. And they're off to their first loss on this first game on the road, 6-game road trip. So they'll be in Indianapolis on Monday to face the Indiana Pacers, and then after that, I think they travel to Washington, D.C. They'll play the district after that. So, DeMar DeRozan, he had 21 points and 4 rebounds. Domantas Sabonis, he finished with 14 points and 13 rebounds in 29 minutes. Zach LaVine ended the night with 10 points. He was the only other player to hit double digits for the Kings. Now, let me start off with the Magic. They made 44 of 89 shots from the field, 18 of 39 beyond the arc. And the problem was that first quarter. The Magic jumped out to a 10-1 lead, and most of the damage came from the bench. The bench came in and did some serious damage, and that was pretty much how the game went the rest of the way. Yes, we know Banchero and Wagner, did their job, but when you're looking at people like Wendell Carter and Caleb Houstan, and let's put it like this. At the end of the first quarter, Kings were down 31. Let's get back here. The Kings, just want to make sure we got this correct. I'm just moving this along here. The Kings were down 38-21 in the first quarter. 38-21 in the first quarter. The Magic bench had 22 points, 22 of those points. So that means their reserves outscored the Kings players, starters and reserves for the Kings by 1 point. By 1 point in the first 12 minutes. I want to say that they had 19 rebounds in that first quarter as well. They ended up with 60 rebounds on the night. And that's the Magic that I'm talking about. So, the Kings are currently in 9th place in the Western Conference. They were tied with the Dallas Mavericks, who are about to play the Chicago Bulls. I'll fill in the blanks on that with my article. So we'll see at the end of the night, the outcome of that game. So we want to see where that happens. But right now, the Kings and Dallas are tied with the same record at 38-39. And they're both tied for 9th spot. But we also know that at the current the Kings do have the winning edge as far as a season wins, so they shouldn't have any problem with it. But another issue is that the Phoenix Suns are still one full game behind both of these squads. And there's only 8 games left for the Kings on the season. So it's 9 games left for Dallas, and there's 9 games left for the Kings, and there's 8 games left for all 3 of these teams. 8 games left for the Kings, 8 games left for the Suns, 8 games left for the Mavericks. So this is going to go all the way down to the wire. All the way down to the wire. The Kings do have a couple matches in there that they could sneak out of there with. But the way they're playing, especially today, because they were down at one point at 35 points, I don't know. Just a couple of weeks ago, people were talking about, they're safe in ninth place. They're not safe anymore. They are not safe anymore. They have to get every victory here on out. I don't know how you're going to do it after playing with this, because I know you had to travel 2,800 miles from Sacramento to Orlando, Florida. You had an early game. That game started at 2 o'clock here on the West Coast, 5 o'clock on the East. Doesn't matter. Now you're about to fly to the Midwest, Indiana, and take on them. Boom. Then you're going back a little bit further on the East Coast to the district, Washington, D.C. And I really wouldn't even look at that D.C. Wizard game as a winner, as a sure and win. That's not concrete that you're going to get that win. You got to go in there and play. You have to go in there and play and win that game. Indiana, I don't know. You can win it. All these games are winnable. But like I said, you play like you did today, and you start like you did today, you're going to be right here at home for the play-in, and definitely for the playoffs. We ain't talking about that. I'm talking about the play-in situation. It's tight. It's tight. Those 4 games that the Kings lost, crucial. But to come out 3-4, okay, because they won their first 2 and they lost, and they won their last game. They beat the Portland Trailblazers the other night. Yeah, but if you had got at least one of those in there in between, it would have been a 4-3 record, and we'd probably be talking about something different. But the Kings are in a world of trouble right now. That's just all there is to it. And if you've been paying attention to some of the activities that's been going on, as we know, Luke Loucks, he moved on to Florida State University, his alma mater. He's going to be head coach there. Wes Wilcox, he took up a GM position with the University of Utah. That was this past week. Mike Brown fired. De'Aaron Fox traded. All in one course of a season. One season. And it's not over with yet. Outside the Kings, too. Taylor Jenkins got fired yesterday with a winning record for the Memphis Grizzlies. Don't know what's going on with that. He got fired. Real quality coach. I don't know what's going on in the background. Maybe later on that will fill out. But he was fired. 9 games before the season ends. Then they're sitting in 4th or 5th spot in the Western Conference. So that just lets you know how crazy this thing is. Matter of fact, the Grizzlies are in 5th. They are tied with the Lakers with a 44-29 record. So yes, Taylor Jenkins, he gets fired with a 44-29 record. That's the first time that this organization did something like that. That's how the Kings inherited Dave Yeager about 6 years ago. He was fired after a 50-plus win season and playoff appearance. But they got bounced in the first round, so they decided to move on. Next thing you know, Vivek Ranadive, he sent a charter plane out to pick up Yeager, bring him back to Sacramento. Boom, he has a job. That happened all in a matter of days. So whatever's happening with the Memphis Grizzlies, I don't know. It's going to be pretty interesting to see how they perform in the postseason as well, pulling off a move like that. The Clippers, 42-31, they sit there in the 6th spot. The Warriors are 42-31 as well. They're right behind the Clippers at 42-31. Then the Timberwolves, 42-32. So those guys are definitely jockeying for a position in the postseason. And then there's the Kings, and then there's the Mavericks, and then there's the Suns. The Rockets are sitting at the top 2 spot with 48-26 wins, and then that is the Thunder, 61-12. The Nuggets, 47-28 in 3rd. So that's round that up. But yeah, it's been and also too, before I move forward, too, congratulations to Mike Bibby, former Sacramento Kings great. He is the head coach of the Sacramento State University Hornets. So, you know what I'm saying? Stingers up. Congratulations on that. Looking forward to that next season too. Mark Orr knocked it out the park again. He's the athletic director over there at Sac State. So love what you're doing. It seemed like Bibby been looking at this job for a couple seasons. Now he finally gets it. This is his first head coach in the collegiate ranks. So this should be pretty interesting. They won't be playing in that old gym anymore. It's that 1,200 seat closet, the Hornet Nest that they called it. They're actually going to be playing in another facility next season. I think it's up around 3,000 seating arrangement there. So congratulations to you on that, Mike Bibby. A lot of things still going on. I for one thing, the interim coach for the Kings, Doug Christie, was definitely dejected after this game. He said his team didn't do anything that they talked about or even tried to fix during the game, and that was the result of that. But I still hope that he will be the permanent head coach after this season, because everything has to be retooled here, restructured, revamped after the season. Don't know what's going to happen with the assistant coaching staff. Definitely don't know anything about that, because we don't even know what's going to happen with Doug. But everything is trending towards his direction as far as him holding on to this gig and having that interim tag removed. Said Wes Wilcox, the assistant general manager, he has moved on to Utah. Monty McNair is still the man. We don't know what's going to happen on with that, and I definitely don't want to speculate. And there you have it. I know there's been a lot of talk amongst the podcasts and radio shows around here in Sacramento about what to do with this team and what direction it should go. And to be perfectly honest, those are all good reasons to have those type of discussions amongst the media and the fans alike, because it's looking really, really bad right now. When the season started off with a lot of high expectations, hopes, and excitement that this team would fare a lot better than last season and the season before that when they made the playoffs. It's not looking like that at all. At all. So those conversations that's been having on these radio shows, podcasts, amongst each other, social media, they're going to continue, and they should continue. They should continue, because we don't know. Should they blow up this roster? Should they keep it intact? Should they move on for some players? Okay. Rebuild. Coaching, hiring. Got to throw the GM position up in there too. It's a lot of things going on. It's a lot of things that have been happening all season. Ever since, December 26th, when they fired Mike Brown? Okay, February 3rd or 4th, when they traded De'Aaron Fox. And he brought in Zach LaVine. A lot of things to be discussed between now and then. So it won't be a boring offseason, I'll tell you that. It will not be, okay, unless the Kings do not. Now, if the Kings fail to make the play-in tournament, they get to keep their first round pick, and I've been told that will be the 12th pick. That's cool. They make the play-in, they lose that pick. So we could be talking about what can you do for the draft, or what you can do for a trade using that draft pick. Who knows? Who knows? Yeah, so Corey Joseph, three-pointer, gave the Magic a 51-30 lead with 6:49 on the clock in the second quarter. After 7 straight misfires, the Kings did not make a three-point shot until DeRozan connected on a tray at the 6:30 mark of the second quarter. The Magic led 61-41 at intermission. The Magic amplified their lead when Banchero basket made the score 102-96 late in the third quarter. 102-96 late in the third quarter. Kings tried to do something offensively. They put in Doug McBuckets in the game. He made 2 threes towards the end of the third frame, but a little bit too late for that. Yes, so matter of fact, the Kings, Tristan De Silva, his three-point basket early in the fourth quarter, it gave the Magic a 105-70 lead. That was the biggest lead of the game, and you know the rest there. The Kings lost. Matter of fact, the Magic, they are 7th place in the Eastern Conference, and they're fighting with the Atlanta Hawks between 7th and 8th. So they're still in play-in position too. Devin Carter left the game in the first half with a right shoulder injury, it looked like, for the Kings. It wasn't his surgically repaired left shoulder. This was his right shoulder. And he was definitely in a lot of pain because when the Magic came back on defense, he was just still holding that thing for dear life, waiting on a whistle so he can get out of there. And they ushered him off to the locker room. So I'm hoping everything is okay with him. He's had a real tough last 12 months. I really hope everything is okay with him. We will get more details on that as well. Definitely before the next game. Now, in the first half, the Kings committed 11 turnovers. As I said, they had 16 on the game. 5 of those turnovers in the first half was committed by Malik Monk, who came off the bench again. Keon did start. So I don't know which way this is swinging. I know Doug didn't want to, mess around with the rhythm. He wants to have, at least a couple guys between Keegan and Keon in there, for defensive assignments. And I think that's going to stay the way it is. Malik Monk will be coming off the bench. I know a lot of people been wanting that to happen. I have mentioned it myself. I mean, he's definitely serviceable there. Matter of fact, he did most of his work coming off the bench in a positive way. So hopefully he'll stay in that position and they can get some rhythm going in the second unit. Jake Moravia, he's still out. He'll be out for 7 to 10 days. Something going on with his left thumb. He had left thumb soreness. So the MRI came back that he had a contusion or something like that. He won't be back for like 3-4 games. All right. The Magic, they had 13 offensive rebounds and 10 steals off of the Kings, 16 turnovers. As I mentioned before, they jumped out to a 10-1 lead. Orlando jumped out to a 10-1 lead, and they led wire to wire. On that, the Kings missed their first 6 shots beyond the arc in the first half. Matter of fact, they were 1 for 9 in the first half. They 11.1%. So in that first half, they also had only 6 assists in that first 24 minutes of action. 6 assists. I think they finished up with 17 assists total on the game. So that's where we are with the Kings. I'm not going to keep you guys that long. got 5 more games on this road trip. A lot of things happening. I'll find out what's happening here on Monday. The Athletics, they will be opening up for the first time here in Sacramento against the Chicago Cubs. They are, I think they're 1-1 right now up in Seattle. They're on the road in Seattle. There's been a lot of home runs been going out the park. Not only with the Athletics, but other teams around the league. What game was that? I think it was the Mets. The Mets was up like 16-4 in the 4th or 5th inning. And a lot of that was home runs. Home runs. Judson, I think he hit like 3 home runs in one game or something like that for the Yankees. Maybe that was the Yankees. I had to go back and check on it. But it's be a pretty exciting season around here, with MLB action going on now. I'm still waiting word to see if I will be able to cover this homestand that's coming up. So I'm hopeful of that. But whether I do or not, I'm still going to be following this team, and eventually I'll be getting in there at some point. I know this is the first kickoff, and there's going to be a lot of media there wanting to cover the team as well. So, just have to sit back and wait your turn, But I know I'll get in there at some point. But like I said, did not want to take up too much of your time. I will be back here Monday after the Indiana Pacers game. Let's hope that they can pull that off, get back on track and try to pull out that win. But in the meantime, thanks for stopping in. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. I appreciate, all the love that from the viewers and the listeners that tune in to listen to what I got to say. Thanks a lot. Peace. Peace out. I'm out of here.